Welcome back to Maximize Your Potential. I'm Mike White, filling in for Donovan Darius. Join me as a co-host, Lucretia Darius, and a special guest today. We've got Mike Hollis with ProForm Kicking. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you.
So talk about Mike Hollis, because you've got ProForm Kicking, but you played for the Jaguars and a few other things. Tell us about your history.
Well, I grew up in a small town in Washington State, and over a lot of hard work and dedication and so forth, I went to college at Idaho and eventually made my way here to Jacksonville. A lot of people thought I hitchhiked here. I'm not sure where that story came from, but I'm here. I made it here and won a position on the team as a Jaguar, and the rest is history, pretty much.
So your company, talk about life after football. What do you do for your day job now?
Yeah, I do a variety of stuff, but what I do is I have a kicking academy where I'm coaching kids and kind of giving them the information that I was taught as a kid as well, and trying to relay that into the passion that I had for so long in my NFL career, and just trying to stay involved in the community and just help out where I can.
So with the camps, as you're helping youth, and Donovan Darius's foundation is about really taking what his ethics are and values and really helping children. What are some of the characteristics that you feel that children need to learn as they grow up?
Well, the first thing is discipline and hard work and respect. I said the first thing, but I mentioned three. There's a lot of things that go into being a professional and just being humble. And the biggest thing is be open-minded to learn new things. We all know as kids we knew everything, right? Our parents are as a parent myself, as my kids going through certain ages, they knew everything too. So it's a matter of just kind of teaching kids the rights and the wrongs. Let them know the difference between right and wrong, and then let them. Obviously, they're going to make their own choices. If they've figured out the difference between right and wrong, and then they know what a good decision or good choice would be, then you've done your job as an adult.
So, Lucretia, with the Donovan Darius Foundation, how does the foundation help instill the respect and the discipline in the youth?
Well, actually, we have a life camp coming up in October, November, and it's called the Dare to Dream Life Camp. And one of the acronym DARE stands for dignity, achievement, respect, and empowerment. And at those camps, Donovan has the heart to teach those kind of values to the kids and talk to them about, self-awareness, self-respect, not for just others, but also for themselves. Achievement, that you can achieve everything, anything that you put your mind to. And Mike, one of the things I wanted to ask you is, because this is part of Donovan's story, is that, he had a dream to play football. And at the time in his childhood, his mom couldn't afford to send him to the Pop Warner League at that time. And so now he used the NFL as a platform to get his family and help provide for them. What obstacles did you have to overcome in order to achieve your dream? And how do you share that with the kids in your academy?
Well, I'm not a real big guy, obviously. As a kid, I was told, obviously I had that dream of playing football as well. And my dream is a little different. I focused on every day at a time and doing the best that I could on any given day, any circumstances that were given to me. And as long as I can look myself in the mirror at the end of the night and say that I've done my best, then I'm happy, and whatever level I got to, obviously the goal was the NFL, right. But I was okay if I didn't get there because I knew that I've been working hard and I did the best that I physically could. So with regards to that, it's good to teach the kids that never give up, obviously, and just make sure that they understand there's going to be failures. Of course, I've failed many, many, many times, but I've also succeeded many, many times as well. So the reward of succeeding after knowing that you put everything into it is amazing. So that's what I really like to portray to kids.
That's great. That's great.
So growing up, what was your support structure like? What motivations did you have, and what pieces do you feel were missing that you can look back on nowadays?
Well, tough question. As far as the support, I had a coach by the name of Jim Gaetano, who kind of took me under his wing, and he never asked for any money. And I was a kid in high school and even going through college, and his passion was to coach kickers, and he still does to this day. He is my kicking coach for ProForm Kicking Academy. So following his lead, listening to him every day about kicking and learning about life in general, and just a lot of cool things that he's relayed to me, which we are now obviously relaying to the youth here in Jacksonville. But A lot of hurdles that definitely were in the way of my learning and growing up and so forth. But definitely, it was an interesting experience during that time of growing up with him.
So the advice you'd give a child nowadays, someone who's coming in, you got introduced to that relationship. So flash forward to today, is what can someone do to find that person in their life outside of the Donovan Darius Foundation and the life camps? But what's some advice that you'd give them to be able to have that same opportunity that you did?
Well, the first thing is don't think that you know it all. I mean, we covered that a second ago, but it's just a matter of being open-minded. And the stuff that we teach is not normal. It's not typical. We fight a lot of common sense kicking. There's a lot of kids that come to us and kick a certain way, and they think that's the only way to do it. And we show them a totally different way, which is not easy to learn, but once you learn it, it's easy to go forward. But again, to answer your question more specifically is kind of to give an idea of listen to the people that know what they're talking about. And the younger you are, typically, the more you think you know it all, and it's tough as a young adult to listen sometimes to people. But when you can follow success, I mean, I've been there, I've done what I've done, and the kids do listen to me because I've done what I've done, and it must work. And the other thing too about my size is the fact that I'm not a real big guy, so I'm not kicking the ball as far as I was because I'm real big, strong, and freakishly athletic, because I'm neither one of those, So
most of these sixth graders are probably taller than you.
Absolutely. And it's funny because I tell them, I say, look, I'm looking up at them and say, look at you and look at me, It has nothing to do with your size and your athletic ability. Well, yes, it does, but there's a lot more to it that a lot of kids don't understand. It's what's inside. It's learning the proper technique from the people that know and that you trust what you're being taught is the right way to go.
To find out more about ProForm Kicking, where can someone get more information?
ProFormKicking.com.
That's pretty easy.
Pretty easy, pretty simple, yeah.
Well, we appreciate you coming on our program today.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
To find out more about Mike Hollis and ProForm Kicking and how to get involved in the community, visit us at DonovanDarius.com. Thank you again for joining us on Maximize Your Potential. Have a wonderful rest of your day.